What if the happiest day of your life turned into your worst nightmare? What if the person you trusted most was hiding a lie so deep it could destroy everything you built? This isn't just a wedding story. It's a lesson in betrayal, self-worth, and the kind of revenge that makes you want to stand up and clap. Micah Bennett never let his guard down easily. After years of grinding through late nights, failures, and finally building his own architecture firm from the ground up, he decided it was time to open his heart. That's when he met Sienna Blake. She was everything he thought he'd been missing. Bright, charming, always knowing just what to say. For the first time, Micah allowed himself to believe that maybe, just maybe, he could have both success and love. They planned an intimate wedding at a serene lakeside lodge, the kind of place you see on postcards. Simple, quiet, perfect. Micah spared no expense. This was more than a ceremony. It was the first chapter of a new life. But then came the first warning sign. Sienna arrived with her Rottweiler, named Ghost. Micah had heard about him. Territorial, unpredictable, and honestly, mean. But he brushed it off. Maybe it was just the stress. Maybe Ghost sensed something Micah couldn't yet see. The moment Ghost stepped out of the SUV, he lunged at Micah's shoes, barking with rage. Guests turned their heads. Sienna laughed, like it was all a joke. "He's just protective," she said, tugging at Ghost's leash. Micah forced a smile, but something in his gut twisted. The night before the wedding, Micah needed a moment alone. The air was crisp, the lodge quiet. He wandered upstairs and paused outside the bridal suite. Voices. One of them was Sienna's. "No, he has no idea. No prenup. Nothing. After tomorrow, half of everything is mine." Then came laughter, cold, sharp, a sound he'd never heard from her before. Micah didn't move, didn't speak, just listened as his reality shattered. "You should see the way he looks at me," she said, "like I'm his miracle or something. Pathetic." His chest tightened. Everything inside him went quiet. When the call ended, he turned and walked away. At the end of the hallway, Ghost sat still, watching him with dark, unblinking eyes, silent, like a witness. Micah didn't sleep that night. He didn't scream, didn't cry. He thought about dignity, about truth, about what it meant to take your power back without saying a word. The next day, under a picture-perfect sky, guests gathered around the altar. Micah stood tall, calm, ready. Sienna glided down the aisle in white silk, confidence in every step. Ghost sat beside her, leashed and unmoving. The officiant asked if anyone had a reason this couple shouldn't be wed, and in that frozen second of silence, Micah took a breath and raised his hand. "Actually," he said, his voice steady but loud enough for every guest to hear, "I do." The entire ceremony shifted in a blink. Gasps escaped. Phones lowered. A hush swept through the air so fast it felt like time stopped. Sienna's smile vanished. Micah turned toward the crowd. His friends, his family, her family, all dressed in their best, all waiting for a moment of love. And he gave them truth instead. He told them how he overheard the woman he was about to marry admit there was no prenup, that he was clueless, and by the end of the day, she'd own half of everything he'd built. Whispers spread. Her face went pale. Micah didn't shout, didn't break. He simply said he wouldn't carry a lie into his future. He placed his boutonniere on the altar and walked away, alone, but free. Ghost barked once behind him. If this story hit you, if it made your heart race or your breath catch, don't scroll past. Like, share, and subscribe for more stories that cut deep and remind you just how much strength it takes to choose yourself.
Still.